knowing like long term, I was aiming for like this goal of being able to donate. I was like, this is fine. Like I can tolerate, if I can tolerate this so that I can do something really cool down the road.
All right, welcome back to the main cave. I'm Garvinski, and today I got a special guest. We got the good homie, Nicholas Ponting. What's up, my brother?
How's it going?
It's going great, man. Really stoked that you're back here because one of the things that I am so enthusiastic of is creativity and authenticity. And when we're shooting the core values documentary, as I'm looking over there, you piqued my interest when you had mentioned that you weren't just a single fine artist or an artist that does this. You have a very diverse skill set. And like, what was your whole, build up to going into multifacets?
Well, I've always been like a drawer and painter, like growing up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just always found lanes, whether that was like when I was a kid, high school, and my studies, that had to do with it. So, and my mom was a stained glass artist. So,
dude,
it's just like, it was always like art was always around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, as I've gotten older, and just explored different avenues, like I work in theater.
Yeah.
Set design.
Yes.
I perform. I haven't in a bit, but, I like do both sides of the curtain. But also I do stained glass because I grew up doing it, and I still love painting and all of that, graphic design. So, I just have always made it a thing to explore what piques my interest.
That is sick, man. The amount of work that you have combined, they all don't relate, but would you say they're relatable? I mean, because they're different avenues.
Right. It all relates. I'm sure, like, down the road, and I come back and look at my entire body of work, there's going to be something that connects it all.
Yes.
It's hard in the moment.
Yes.
To know, like, what that is now. But, the projects I try to take on or try to explore, it's like working with folks that I want to work with.
Yes.
Which can be hard because, like, also when you're trying to make a living as an artist,
yes,
like, you'll have moments where there's a lot of work all at the same time, and then you'll have moments where there's like nothing. And so it can be, that inconsistency is sometimes stressful. But I've where like maybe 5 years ago, I was taking anything and everything I could, trying to, as much as possible, when I take on projects, that I'm doing it with individuals or companies that I want to work with.
Yeah.
That are good humans.
Dude, super sick. If you guys haven't seen his work, you can always check out the core values documentary that we have on our channel, or you can go visit nicholasponting.com. There's a lot of visuals that we won't be able to pop here, but if you get a chance, go check it out. We had mentioned earlier about how, you didn't want to be stuck in one lane, and there's never like just one thing.
Yeah.
And I see that parallel to hair as well. There's some guys who are growing out and they think like, oh man, like, should I have it down all the time? Should I do a high bun? Like, what's my thing? Yeah. And I think exploration is so important, which is exactly what you did in your art.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Different mentors throughout my time in different, fields.
Yeah.
I've had some that are like, do whatever you want and like explore, which I think is like, that's how I want to approach how I create.
Yeah.
But I have had folks that have said, you should pick a lane and you should stick with that. And, I think I've tried that a couple times and I find that it's not fulfilling.
Yeah.
So, I do set design. I do like to perform. I love painting.
Yeah.
I love glasswork.
If you didn't know, he sings too as well.
I do. Yes. I don't know. As the years go on, I want to do what I want to do. Yeah. Sometimes that is one area for a while, but then, all of a sudden there's this opportunity to do a mural, and that's sick. So, yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be really my authentic self if I didn't just explore what was interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I think confining myself in like a narrow lane wouldn't be true to who I am.
That makes a lot of sense, man. That's what's beautiful about the parallel of creativity, art, and hair. If you don't feel like a certain style is you, like I don't do braids a lot. At some point, I'm going to try it out. What are some of your styles, that you like in terms of hair?
Well, now that it's long, it's either up in a bun. I really like a high bun, like a top bun.
Yes.
And it took a while for the hair to get long enough that works. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, we call it the high ball.
High ball. Okay.
Everyone's got their own.
That's primarily how I wear my hair. One, because like I am pretty active, whether that's like building something or painting, and having hair down for that is pretty challenging.
Yeah.
Like also just day to day, like
CrossFit and all that stuff.
Well, just like, yeah, at the gym or like when I'm working on something and it's down, it's kind of hard to manage.
Oh yeah.
So inevitably it just goes up. But I rarely put my hair in a ponytail. If I do, it's usually with a hat.
Yeah.
So I like a high ball.
Yeah.
A high ball. But I also like, I don't know what it's called, but where you do like part up, like right here, but then have some down.
Oh, geez. I got to pull this one up. But yes, it's basically a high ball with your hair down. I forgot our term on it.
It's very popular on Game of Thrones.
Yes. I don't know the term off the top of my head.
I do that.
Clarify that actually.
It took a while though, because it wasn't long enough to do a high ball.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Freaking sick, dude. Do you have any solid tips, while you're kind of going from the awkward stage? You were sharing earlier some of the photos like of what you really liked when you had short hair, but then how, thankfully, when the pandemic came or when the shutdown came, that was like an opportunity for you to kind of like really.
Yeah, that's when I started growing my hair. Most of my life I had short hair, whether it was like tight side and like messy top.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, when everyone started to, like when everything kind of shut down, just like hanging out outside, hair was getting a little longer, maybe like shaggier, I guess, because they just didn't ever book hair appointments. And then I think I was golfing with Healy, and he was like,
El Rubio,
you growing it out? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll grow it out. And so it was just like a kind of like a casual like commitment.
Yeah.
And then it just kept, I just didn't go get a haircut. And truly since then I've gotten in to go get trimmed and maintained, but I have not cut my hair since 2019, which is wild. So this is the longest it's ever been.
Yes.
I really love it. I honestly didn't know what to expect growing it out, because for 29 years, I had not ever had long hair. So, but I really like it. And, a big motivation was the opportunity to donate it. Everyone like really, and like they look at my hair and they're like, oh, it's so thick. And like people have told me that. So like, oh, this would be great to donate. And so that's kind of a motivating factor. So I did go last time I got it trimmed or like maintained. They said, I asked them, I was like, how much do I have to donate? And if I were to go short, I could donate like 14 inches right now.
Yes.
Which is, I heard, the ideal length.
Yes.
So I don't know when that's coming. I know there's a great cut in the near future, but we'll definitely be chopping it for that.
Would you be able to kind of share some tidbits, from your experience as an artist and exploring different lanes, how that could apply to hair, to some of our guys?
Well, there is an awkward stage from like transitioning from short hair to long hair. It's like that weird middle.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but I think things that helped me were hats to help kind of hold things back, because it's like not quite long enough to tie it up or like have enough to actually do a bun. So it's like this little like thing to stick it out.
Yes.
But it worked.
Yeah.
And knowing like long term, I was aiming for like this goal of being able to donate. I was like, this is fine. Like I can tolerate this so that I can do something really cool down the road. But also your head wraps or clutch in the in that awkward mid-length stage to just kind of hold things back.
It looked really good too while you're painting too. I remember seeing you rocking the head wraps and just It may look like an official, like, oh, this is the painter's gear.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
for long hair. Wow, awesome, dude. Thank you for sharing so much on your journey artistically, and also providing the advice that we don't have to stay in one lane. There is a whole world to explore. What happens next for you?
For me,
Yeah.
I'm working on a project here in San Diego at the Museum of Contemporary Art with another designer and a theater company.
Yes.
We're building this large immersive like performance installation. That's up in April, May.
Yeah.
So I'm leading the like execution of that, the build and fabrication of that. A couple glass projects possibly coming up as well, and hoping to start a more formal glass business. Possibly teach
Yes,
classes.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, those are kind of like the main things in the works. Couple shows as well with some collaborators.
This has been an awesome episode. Be able to find the parallels between creativity and long hair and exploration. It's really great way to set an example from your own life personally, and then also through your journey in growing hair. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
If you guys got any other creative stories or anything you guys want to say, feel free to drop it in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you don't like it, it's all good. There's another button there too as well. And subscribe. Other than that, we'll see you later. I'm Garvinski, Nicholas Ponting. See you.